This video is sponsored by Sublimino. With Sublimino, you can literally get root access to your brain and program your mind however you want. Check the description for an exclusive discount link. Space. Boundless. Mysterious. Deadly. But amid its vastness, one universe stands apart. EVE Online. A universe not just of battles and galaxies, but of ambition, politics, and betrayal. And in this universe, a betrayal so profound, it didn't just shatter a guild, it shook the very foundation of what we thought possible in a game. This isn't just another gaming story. This is the ultimate virtual heist. Welcome to the world of EVE, where trust is a currency more valuable than gold, and just as easily stolen. Imagine a vast digital world, not just of computer graphics and codes, but of real people making real decisions. This is EVE Online. Think of it like the most expansive board game you've ever seen, but played online by thousands from around the world. And in this game, players form teams or alliances and play politics, much like how countries do in the real world. They make friends, enemies, and sometimes they even betray one another. But here's the twist. Items and ships you earn in this game can be traded for a currency that has real cash value. So, a spaceship in EVE isn't just pixels on a screen. It could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In the sprawling digital realm of EVE Online, a universe of vast interstellar trade routes and cosmic wars, the concept of currency and wealth holds paramount significance. And in such a universe, the need for a reliable banking system was felt by many. Enter Ebank, an audacious concept brought to life by a player named Rick Dick. At its core, Ebank functioned much like a real-world bank. Players could deposit their in-game currency, known as ISK, into Ebank accounts. In return, Ebank offered them interest on their deposits, much like savings accounts in our world. This was a revolutionary idea, as it promised security and growth of wealth in a universe renowned for unpredictability. Ebank introduced a nuanced system to its operations, the Vostro system. Borrowing from real-world banking, this mechanism would be instrumental in shaping Ebank's growth and operations. Derived from the Italian term Vostro account, meaning your account, the Vostro system was employed by Ebank as a method to hold deposits on behalf of another entity, be it an individual or a corporation within EVE. However, this system wasn't without its challenges. The sheer volume of transactions, the complexities of managing numerous segregated accounts, and the trust that each of these accounts demanded meant that Ebank was constantly walking a tightrope. A balance between ensuring liquidity for withdrawals while also committing to long-term investments and loans. And as Ebank's influence grew and the sums in these Vostro accounts swelled, the system would become both its strength and, as events would later reveal, a potential vulnerability. As Ebank's operations expanded, so did its repertoire of services. Beyond just savings and loans, Ebank started offering financial advice, investment opportunities in large in-game projects, and even facilitated major trades between players and corporations. It became a central hub for large-scale financial transactions, underpinning major events and ventures in the EVE universe. Alright, Capsuleers, let's talk upgrades. Not ships, not modules, but your own mind. Sublimino. Sublimino combines the power of binaural beats and hypnosis to allow you to literally get root access to your brain and program your mind however you want. Enter the world of binaural beats. These are sound frequencies that can influence your brain waves, guiding you into states of deep relaxation, focus, or even creativity. Combine these beats with the power of hypnosis, and you've got a potent blend that can help you program your mind, just the way you want. Think of it as a mental software update. With Sublimino, you're in control. I've been using Sublimino's Socialite pack for a week now, and I find myself able to influence, persuade, and seduce at a much more effective level. It's incredible how much clearer and focused I feel. For my fellow Eve players, trust me, it's a game changer in your quest to dethrone the Mittani, forge the next alliance, or connive your way into the elite ranks of a corporation. Your next heist, negotiation, or alliance just got an upgrade. Ready for a transformative journey? Use the link in the description below for a special 2-for-1 offer and an exclusive Eve Online Mastermind Hypnosis track to supercharge your strategic thinking. Harness the power of binaural beats and hypnosis with Sublimino and unlock the next level of your potential. In a universe where the very fabric of society is built on trust and alliances, deception is an art form, a dance in the shadows. And as Ebank grew in stature and influence, it became the epicenter of a plot that would go down in Eve's annals as one of the most intricate and daring heists. The vaults of Ebank, digitally brimming with the vast wealth of countless players, became the glowing beacon in this dark sea of intrigue. But like every behemoth, Ebank had its vulnerabilities. The very trust it was built upon would become its Achilles heel. Inside Ebank, the mood was buoyant. With soaring deposit numbers, successful underwriting projects, and a steadily increasing clientele, it seemed as if the bank was on an unstoppable trajectory. But unbeknownst to many, the seeds of betrayal were being sown. Rikdik, the visionary founder of Ebank, was seen by many as the guiding light, the stalwart protector of players' wealth. But behind the curtains, a different story was unfolding. Rikdik, juggling the responsibility of Ebank and personal pressures, found himself at a crossroads. The allure of the vast treasures under his stewardship began to cast a shadow on his judgment. With a plan forming in the recesses of his mind, Rikdik started crafting a web of deception. He began with small, unnoticeable transfers, testing the waters and the bank's internal checks and balances. As his confidence grew, so did the audacity of his transfers. Layers of digital camouflage were added, obfuscating the true nature of his actions. But in a system as intricate as Ebank's, ripples are created, even by the smallest of stones. Whispers began to circulate. Discrepancies in the digital ledgers, unexplained transfers, and mysterious withdrawals began to raise eyebrows. Inside Ebank, a team of auditors started delving deep into the anomalies. The deeper they dug, the more they realized the extent of the subterfuge. But every clue seemed to evaporate. Every trail led to a dead end. It was as if they were chasing a ghost. As the pressure mounted, both within and outside Ebank, the very core of Rikdik's plan had to be impeccably crafted. Ebank wasn't just a simple vault. It was a digital fortress with layers upon layers of security systems and protocols. First and foremost, Rikdik had to understand the intricate maze of Ebank's security. Having been at the helm of its creation helped, but the bank had evolved since its inception. Firewalls, transaction checks, withdrawal limits, and internal alarms, all designed to protect vast in-game fortunes, stood between Rikdik and his audacious goal. With an insider's knowledge, he began to decipher the system, looking for vulnerabilities, however minute. Each layer of security was analyzed, each protocol dissected. Night after night, Rikdik delved deep into the matrix of Ebank's defenses. Knowledge alone wasn't enough. Rikdik knew he had one shot at this, and it had to be perfect. Utilizing external software tools and scripts, he started running simulations of his planned heist. Each simulation revealed potential pitfalls, challenges, and alarms that could be triggered. Inside the digital walls of Ebank, operations continued as usual. Transfers in, transfers out, interest calculations, and loan disbursements. Everything seemed ordinary. But beneath this veneer of normalcy, An electric tension crackled. Rictic, once the beacon of trust and security, was now a bundle of nerves. He reviewed code sequences, double-checked every step of his plan, and held covert communications with his inner circle. Every moment was pregnant with anticipation. Meanwhile, in the broader expanse of New Eden, some astute players detected hints of irregular activity, massive transfers, unusual transaction timings. But these anomalies were just blips, lost in the vast data streams, dismissed by most as system quirks or overlooked entirely. As the hour approached, Rictic launched the first salvo. Disguised scripts ran in the background, temporarily disabling Ebank's real-time security alerts. It was a small, quiet crack, but it was the beginning of the breach. Then, with practiced precision, Rictic initiated a sequence of rapid transfers. Billions of ISK moved like a torrential downpour, hopping from one account to another, zigzagging across New Eden. To the untrained eye, these looked like regular high-volume transactions. But in reality, they were part of a meticulously choreographed dance of deception. To further muddy the waters, decoy transactions were deployed. These were designed to attract attention, to divert any prying eyes away from the real action. Dummy withdrawals, ghost transfers, and simulated account activities, all weaving an intricate smokescreen around the actual heist. The trillions of ISK that was stolen was then effectively converted to real-world money, equating to hundreds of thousands of dollars. With the vast sums successfully siphoned off, the next phase was to cover tracks. Rictic, with his deep knowledge of Ebank's systems, began erasing traces, overwriting logs, and setting up digital trails leading to dead ends. As swiftly as it all began, Rictic's avatar, along with those of his accomplices, vanished into the digital ether. As the reality of the situation started to dawn on the EVE community, Ebank became the epicenter of a digital earthquake. The chat rooms, forums, and communication channels of New Eden erupted. Accusations flew, fingers were pointed, and a community built on trust found itself in the throes of one of its greatest betrayals. The aftershocks of the heist reverberated through New Eden. As the suns rose and set on countless virtual planets, players and major corporations grappled with the weight of the loss. A storm of emotions, anger, disbelief, despair, raged across the galaxy. Officials at Ebank, their once pristine reputation now mired in scandal, scrambled to understand the events of that fateful day. They painstakingly reconstructed the timelines, cross-referencing transactions, tracing ISK flow, and the conclusions were inevitable. Rictic, their trusted ally, was the mastermind. As news of the heist spread, the EVE community, bound by a sense of fraternity and justice, united in their call for retribution. Bounty boards lit up, players set out on manhunts, and every space station became a potential probe point. New Eden had seen betrayals before, but never of this magnitude. As fervent players sought not just Rictic's avatar, but the man behind the mask. This is where we venture into the murky world of doxing, the act of researching and broadcasting private information about an individual without their consent. Before the digital detectives could fully piece together their clues, a twist in the tale emerged. Rictic, amidst the escalating tension, partly revealed his own identity. Perhaps a bid to control the narrative, or maybe an act of defiance against those hunting him. But this self-revelation did not stop the community. Their fervor was undiminished. Rictic's true identity, supplemented by his own admissions and community probes, emerged in full light. A flesh and blood individual with ties to the real world, relationships, and responsibilities. But the EVE community stood divided. For many, the unmasking was justice served. A tale of intrigue had reached its natural conclusion, yet others felt unease, discomforted by the line crossed from the virtual to the real. This event, and the subsequent reactions, sparked widespread debates even beyond EVE's realm. What are the boundaries of digital justice? When does an in-game pursuit transform into real-world harassment? In the vast expanse of New Eden, stars don't merely shimmer, They pulse with the aspirations and intrigues of its inhabitants. Every flash of light, a story. Every shadow, a secret. We've navigated the digital cosmos, tracing the meteoric rise and cataclysmic fall of Ebank. But as we drift away from this tale, with server lights waning and our screens darkening, let us remember, in this universe we've forged, where empires are built on codes and trust is the rarest currency, even the mightiest can vanish in a single keystroke. Such is the fragility of digital dominions.